just a tremendous postseason. You make 6 postseason starts. That's, well, at that stage of the year after a full regular season and still have the good stuff. That's impressive.
Right.
Kluber's ready. Here's his pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Wow. 2 down. I mean, it looks like it starts in the other batter's box. It touches the corner.
Like a wiffle ball.
Charlie, you saw him from the other side as a pitching coach for the other teams, and with the Angels specifically, I think.
Yeah. Just always fun to watch. You know, I always like watching good pitching, whether it's our team or the other team. So
here's Franmil Reyes. The pitch to him. Swung on, broken bat, liner to right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Miller around second. He's on his way to third. The throw's cut off. He's in safely. And Reyes is aboard with what sounded like maybe a broken bat single. But a base hit just the same to keep the inning alive. So Nolan Jones will get a crack at it with 2 down. And this is that area where Cleveland has been better than most this season. Runners in scoring position and 2 down. And we'll see if Jones can come through here. He struck out his first time up. Young left-handed hitting outfielder who has made a nice first impression in the major leagues. This is his first month in. They put the shift on for him. 3 on that right side. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Decent-sized crowd on hand today.
yeah.
Heard reports of anywhere from 20 to 25,000 expected. Last night, 14,000 for a team that just has not drawn here. The 1-0, breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike to even the count. You would think they would have drawn better for the types of teams they've had.
Yes.
Especially recently.
We got a few banners up there.
They have done a lot with a little in terms of resources, Tampa Bay has. Here's the 1-1. Strike called on the inside corner. 1-2 the count on Jones. Corey Kluber. Now 35. Sets at the belt. Here's his pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. Up with it, Walls throws to first in time for the out. He was in the shift. And Jones grounds out where the second baseman normally would be, but the shortstop makes the play. Side retired. Guardians get on the board on the RBI single by Owen Miller. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-1. Tampa Bay in front.
Even on the most hectic days, we all want our kids to feel loved and be healthy. At Cleveland Clinic Children's, we treat your family like our own, which means our door is always open. We're taking appointments and keeping you safe. Whether it's a checkup or a life-changing procedure, we're here. For the little ones and the almost grown-up ones. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic Children's. Don't delay. Visit clevelandclinicchildrens.org/access.
Hey Guardians fans, Bill Smith here. Are you the type of person who wants that work-optional lifestyle? Visit PlanBetterNow.com to learn more about our Ascend 360 planning process.
W.A. Smith Financial Group, the official wealth management partner of the Cleveland Guardians.
Welcome, dear listener, to another episode of True Hauntings and Scary Stories, the podcast where we alternate between spooky conversation and scary truths.
Welcome, spooky friends, to yet another episode of your favorite podcast. Just kidding. I don't know if it is. I hope it is. So we have an extra person with us today, don't we, Kat?
We do, and
Would you like to intro him?
Oh, I guess so. So everyone, this is Steve. He's our guest today for our fun, spooky episode. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
And I think he's a little bit extra special because he happens to be my other half. We won't say better half because we know the truth here, but he is the other half of our house.
Nice.
My hips.
Yeah, she keeps me in the basement and just, feeds me every once in a while, so yeah.
Don't even lie, we don't have a basement, but I do stick him up in the attic with the ghost every once in a while. He and Eden hang out, so.
Nice. Steve, I'm going to be totally honest. My brain is going from Blue's Clues to Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Hi, Steve. And then my brain goes, Steve.
Steve, helping.
The monkey reference after that movie came out, I mean, I'll tell you, everybody I've got was like, maybe at the shop and they're screaming it at me.
The better part was when we first started dating, though.
Turn right onto South Cleveland Massillon Road.
Where Clary's YouTube and Facebook videos were really popular of Help, Hell, and Smash. And so it was always, Steven! So I just screamed that to him across Walmart. He'd walk away like he didn't know me.
I love that so much, and my husband hates it. Like, to his core, he hates that whole thing. So, yeah, I tortured him with it for a while. That's true.
Yeah.
So, what are we talking about today?
Ouija boards. I don't know, though. Is it pronounced Ouija or Ouija? Because I grew up saying Ouija board, but I don't think that's right.
We could bring Brick on and ask her because she first thought it was said Ouija.
What did she call it? Ouija? Yes, she called it something crazy. I forgot all about that.
A Ouija board? Brick,
yes, I almost fired her. I was like, girl, what did you just call it?
Or the Oya.
Oya. Yeah.
I say Ouija.
Ouija. See, that's what I grew up calling it. But it's not spelled that way. Ouija. I don't know. And just fun little fact as we're getting started. When they named the board, one person said that it was named because the French version of yes and the German version of yes. So we and ja or ya. So Ouija, But another person said that they asked the board what it wanted to be called. And it said Ouija. And when they asked, what does that mean? It said, good luck. So, I'm just going to tell you guys some little historical facts that I found. And I found, so I'll do the facts first, but I found two different women on YouTube.
Go straight on for 8 minutes to Franks Road.
Who talked about how to use a Ouija board. And I put stuff down that they both said because they were contradictory. So one of them was very lax about it, and the other one was like, never do this and never do that. So I thought it was kind of interesting how opposite they were. So we'll talk about that too. But just some interesting facts. So Ouija boards, whatever, actually go back to 1100 AD in China. But they were called talking boards. And people would write. Now, a Ouija board, for those of you who might not know what it is, and maybe have been living under a rock forever, it's a board that has the alphabet written out on it. It has numbers 1 through 9 on it. It usually has yes and no, and then it has hello and goodbye. And it comes with a little planchette, which is like a little triangle thing that points to the letters, so you all sit around it. Some people said you could do it with just one person. Some people said that you should do it with 3 or more people. It's just preference.
Now, doesn't it have the number 0 on it too? Yeah.
Yes. Fine. It goes from 0 to 9.
Does it go? Is it 1 through 9 and then a 0? 0.
You're killing me.
These are the burning questions that the audience has.
Right?
Yeah, ghosts just skip over all the binary, so 10s, no 20s, no 30s, no 40s, and etc.
Make a U-turn. Then turn right onto South Cleveland Massillon Road.
Right.
Turn right onto South Cleveland Massillon Road.
Okay. Turns out ghosts are IT nerds.
Okay. If it started, because you said it started in China?
Well, that's the farthest back that it dates. Like, we have a record of it.
So,
yeah.
Would the letters
Yeah,
have
'cause-
been Chinese symbols?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they wouldn't have had the English language letters on it.
They had a big war about keeping the Romans out of that area.
Yeah.
You know, as a thing.
But that is as far back as talking boards go. And, they also, in Fuji, they called it planchet writing.
I like that.
So that's kind of cool. And it became really popular in the U.S. from some ladies, these 3 ladies called the Fox Sisters.
I love that.
And they said that they were haunted by a spirit named Mr. Splitfoot. I don't know. And they would actually tour with a circus and like do Ouija board stuff. It was called a talking board then, and ghost writing and table turning and all these crazy things that they most likely had rigged. You know, the Fox Sisters were kind of notorious for that. So the Ouija board itself, the one that we know today, was patented by Elijah Bond in 1891. In February the patent was issued in February of 1891. He applied for it in May of 1890. So that's how far our Ouija board that we know goes back. So he's the one that said that he asked the board what it wanted to be called, and it said Ouija. He said, "What does that mean?" And he said that it told him good luck. So, and also he, fun little note that Steve and I were talking about before we started recording. When he went to the patent office to get this patent, he told the patent officer nude, and they weren't going to give him the patent, so
Here's the pitch to Phillips. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Anthony goes with some triceps issues. He's down and has not been throwing. They're trying to let that calm down a little bit. Hard throwing lefty out of the pen. And Josh Naylor not in the lineup today after being in the original lineup. The pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Josh battling some back spasms earlier in the week and his ankle a little bit sore as well. So a day off for him today on this artificial surface, a little bit harder playing surface here. 3-1 ball game. Guardians trailing. We're in the 4th. Long set by Plesac. Now the 0-2. Down low. 1-2. Well, not only does Phillips play the outfield, but when Tampa Bay's in a jam pitching-wise, they'll go to him. 3 appearances this season. And it's appointment viewing when he comes on to pitch. He's had his ups and downs. He's allowed 8 runs in 4 innings, but usually something funny happens when he's on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, popped him up. High in the air, left field line. Long run for anyone. Here comes Kwan, and he makes the catch. The side retired. Another good inning for Plesac. We head to the 5th. It's Tampa Bay 3, the Guardians 1.
Every enterprise needs a reliable, high-performing network that can scale as needs change. That's why Everstream is expanding our business-only fiber network in the area. Our Ethernet, dedicated internet access, and dark fiber services deliver capacity up to 100 gigs with class-leading low latency, no-charge bandwidth boosting, and direct peering to the cloud apps you use most. Don't settle for the telecom status quo. Choose a partner that's raising the bar for business connectivity. Visit Everstream.net today.
The Guardians are the professionals on the diamond, and Peter & Company Jewelers are the diamond professionals off the field. They're located in Avon Lake and have options to shop online at peterjewelers.com. Peter & Company Jewelers, where Cleveland gets engaged.
You're making it happen. You're coming in hot. Hotter than hot. Hotter than the surface of the sun? Even hotter than the metal part of your seatbelt? Put it on ice with Dunkin' Iced. Like the new brown sugar cream cold brew or the new mango pineapple Dunkin' Refreshers. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Don't miss Wayside Furniture's special purchase deals on outdoor furniture. We bought several truckloads of severely discounted patio sets, and we're offering them to you at below market prices. You won't find quality like this at the big box chain stores. Save on the latest designs, easy care fabrics, exceptional durability, and weather-resistant construction. At these prices, all sales are final, so hurry in for your best selection. Wayside and Akron. Better furniture, price lower.
The Alan Cox Show. This involves a woman, a dog, afternoons at 2, and a camel on WMMS.
Guardians trailing 3-1. They broke through for a run against Corey Kluber last inning. And now Luke Maile will lead things off for Cleveland. He singled his first time up, facing the two-time Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber. After his time with Cleveland, a season with Texas, last year with the Yankees, and now with the Rays. Here's the pitch to Maile, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Maile playing close to home. He lives
10 left onto Eastern Road.
Said 25 minutes from here or so. Former Tampa Bay Ray. Here's the pitch. And he takes it down low for ball one. This was the team he broke into the big leagues with, Maile.
Turn right onto South
And he said it was a wonderful experience. Enjoyed playing for Kevin Cash. And liked it so much in this area that he bought a home. He and his family now live down here. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, fouled off at home plate.
Turn right onto South
1-2 to count on Maile.
Ouch.
Steel is the backbone of modern life, and Cleveland Cliffs makes some of the most advanced steel in the world, and they do it in the Great Lakes region. To learn more, visit clevelandcliffs.com.
Turn right onto Franks Road.
Guardians down 3-1.
Found that ball on his ankle.
Wow. It's taking a little bit to come around for him.
Yeah.
Here comes Tito and Jeff Desjardins as well, the trainer. We're going to have a look. So Maile needs some time to pull it together after fouling the ball off his ankle. And a 3-1 ball game. Cleveland trailing here in the 5th inning. And again, the Guardians return home. They'll be back home on Monday. 2 with Arizona at night. 7:10 starts Monday and Tuesday nights. Then the day game on Wednesday against the Diamondbacks. 1:10 first pitch. And that's Cap Day presented by Sugardale. And then Houston comes in. 4-game series through the weekend. Hey, whether you're shipping from Cleveland or through Cleveland, choose Global Transport, Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation and logistics management. Westman's taking a bit for Maile. But it looks like he's okay. He'll stay in.
I think we found out two things right there, whether he can get back into the hit and whether he can still continue catching.
That's the key, right?
He's squatting down a few times right there to make sure he was fine.
Right, Charlie, you start with a certain catcher. I imagine they like to keep him in there most of the game unless something out of the ordinary happens. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball inside corner, strike 3 call. Maile down on strikes. There's number 8 for Kluber.
That just froze him.
He has always, we're talking about Corey Kluber, somehow he gets more break on, whether it's a slider or curve, whatever you want to call it, than anybody in baseball, and it's still a tremendous pitch for him.
Yeah.
Up to the plate, Miles Straw. He swings and pops one up foul out of play. First base side. We say whatever you want to call it, slider or curve. Asked Corey several times when he was with Cleveland, and he said, whichever one.
In 900 feet,
slider, curve.
turn left onto Kungle Road.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1. In tight. 1-1 the count.
Creates such a good angle and he throws it right at the hitter. And then it just buckles him more times than not.
He's into the line. Here's his pitch. And it's outside and
Turn
low.
left onto Kungle Road.
2-1
Then
the
turn
count on
right
Miles
onto
Straw.
Skyline Drive.
Now, Kluber has those 8 strikeouts. That ties his season best for this season. Here's his pitch. Swung on, popped him up a mile high, first base side of the infield. G-Man Choi is there, and he makes the catch. So there's 2 down
Turn
in the
right
inning.
onto Skyline Drive.
Kluber will not get to his career best, a game that remains in the
800
Cleveland
feet,
record book.
You'll arrive at
In a
2:30
9-inning
p.m.
game, Corey
Skyline
Kluber
Drive,
back in
New
May of
Franklin.
2015
Your destination
struck
will be
out
on your left.
18 St. Louis Cardinals, and that tied the franchise record originally set by Bob Feller back in 1938. Here's Stephen Kwan at the top of the lineup. Here's the pitch, and it's outside for ball 1. Boy, when Kluber was at his height, you always thought when he took the mound, something special could happen.
Right.
He never did throw a no-hitter in a Cleveland uniform, but he did with the Yankees last year. Here's the pitch, and it's on the inside corner for a strike. But he had some strikeout nights that were special.
I'm sure he had to come close a few times, you would think.
There's the 1-1. Outside and high. 2-1. I know you were asked earlier today, how close did you ever come
You've
to?
arrived. Destination is on your left.
I think it was in the 7th inning, got broken up. Infield base hit.
The 2-1 in there for a strike. I thought it was interesting. Shane Bieber was asked that recently. He had a game where he went fairly deep. And he was asked that, when do you start thinking no-hitter? He said, first hitter of the game. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that's looped to left. Gets down for a base hit, maybe more. It trickles into foul ground. On his way to second is Kwan.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by interviewing on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Swung on, there's a high fly ball, launched to right field. Home run, Jose Ramirez. This is Jim Rosenhaus, and you are listening to the Cleveland Clinic Guardians Radio Network.
Bill Burr.
You're abusing my ear hole.
No. Monday 6 to 10 on the Buzzard WMMS.
3-1 ball game as we head to the bottom.
Transaction complete, period. Still alive, period. Heading home, period.
Whipped the board out, and he used it with the guy, and the guy said, he whipped it out, girl. He didn't even, no shame. No shame.
His sister-in-law, who was a medium, was also there as well.
God, there was a woman in the presence of this whipping of the board?
I can't remember her name. And the guy said, well, if this board can spell out my full name, then I'll give you the patent. And the board did. But we should do a little side note, right, Steve? What's the side note? Tell us the side note.
So the side note is Mr. Bond ran Pittsburgh Toy Company, and so he was very familiar with the patent office before this. So the kind of extra piece to it is, did he already know this guy's name, or had he worked with the guy before, or had he did he work with somebody who knew the guy, so therefore he knew what he was doing? But there's a whole deep dive on that, on whether or not he knew the guy, but it's really hard to tell. And I didn't spend a lot of time diving patents because Mr. Bond's company is really hard to find, because these are all retired patents anyway. But I was trying to look and see if I could find other patents with the same guy's name on them. I didn't find anything in like a cursory search, but I'm sure if I dug deep enough, I could find something.
I think it's suspicious. I'm going to call that sus. If this were a Skeptical Believers episode on my YouTube channel that you should totally check out, I would be 10 out of 10 skeptics on that one.
I think Heather would too. She is so skeptical about everything.
Yes, she's awesome. Love her to pieces. She and I, you guys that don't know, on my YouTube channel, once a month, on the 15th of every month, Heather and I do a Skeptical Believers episode where we take a haunting or a ghost story or a haunted place or whatever, and we do a deep dive where we dig into the real details of it, and then we decide if we believe that it's true, that it's really paranormal or not. And if we do 10 skeptics, 10 out of 10, then it means we don't believe it at all. And if it's less, then we do. So, we will do one on Ouija boards. I think that's scheduled for August, so it'll be August 15th.
Have you seen the movies?
I have not yet, but I plan to watch them before we do that episode.
I liked them.
Yeah?
You're going to be busy. There's a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to watch all of them.
Well, no, I like the slightly newer ones of just Ouija, and then Ouija Origin of Evil is the precursor to it. I liked those.
Okay. I'll check them out. I mean, I grew up when Ouija boards were getting popular. On that note, Ouija board use exploded after certain events in history, and you guys may or may not be surprised to hear what they were. So Ouija boards started coming out as a toy or whatever, and their popularity exploded immediately after World War I, immediately after and during the Great Depression, and World War II. So all the things that made us really sad and depressed, we all apparently went to Ouija boards. And we're trying to talk
to someone else. This world sucks right now. Let's talk to it.
Yeah.
Well, the popularity in the 20s during the Depression and a little bit before that, it was so popular that Norman Rockwell actually has a painting that he did of a couple using a Ouija board. And it was pretty prevalent during spiritualism in general, 1880s to like 1930s, because it was considered a tool that a basic person could use, was the description that I found. And didn't necessarily need a medium to use it. Was good.
So, like, I could use my brain.
You and I live in the same house. You're not touching it. We've been over this.
Right. He says no talking boards. Darn. No talking boards, no mirrors.
I have very few rules. Don't put mirrors facing each other and don't use Ouija boards in my house. That's pretty much it.
Nice.
Everything else, whatever. Don't care.
Did you know that Ouija boards were not openly thought of as evil or bad until the movie The Exorcist came out? Did you know that? Before that, they were just considered a tool, more or less. They did not get that evil feeling behind them until The Exorcist, because The Exorcist is a girl who plays with a Ouija board and she becomes possessed, and her head spins 360 and then she spits pea soup everywhere.
Well, divination in general was like one of the really accepted things for a long period of time. Even in religious circles, a lot of times divination was kind of the one that was like, yeah, we're not supposed to do that, but whatever. It was, during the height of spiritualism, there was a lot of people, Catholic churches were doing it after Mass. Like, it wasn't ever really considered a crazy thing until, like you said, later, when it kind of got Hollywoodized or stylized or anything like that. My reasoning for my rule is that I've seen it go bad, so I'd rather not. And my wife, as you already know, is prone to accidents, we'll say.
Was not meant as like a southern thing either. I was like, oh, what happens? Nobody cares in the South. Like, I am legitimately accident prone. I trip over myself. I run into doors all the time. I ram my leg on tables.
You might accidentally